Welcome to the Sam and Joe VA Show, where we teach women just like you how to start and scale a thriving virtual assistant business.
We're your hosts, Sam and Joe, and get ready to have the control, flexibility, and freedom you've always dreamed of.
Welcome to episode
154.
Our quick and brutal shortlisting process.
There is going to come a time in every virtual assistant's career when it comes to growing their team. At some point, you are going to say, Sam and Joe, are my standards too high?
And we're going to reply with no.
Short and sweet answer, no.
We have had two instances from Scale Up Mastermind members where they are putting out job ads and having a very similar experience and questioning what the heck is going on.
I mean, the good news is these job ads are attracting applicants. So big tick, gold star for attracting applicants. The bad news, I guess, for these virtual assistants is not every applicant is going to be a good applicant.
No, I would say 95% are going to be not your people.
Yeah, so this is nothing about standards at all, is it? We want virtual assistants who are growing their teams to have high standards. We don't want you to be like ignoring red flags and hiring because you're desperate, and then it end up being the wrong type of hire, which then leads to so many more headaches down the road.
Yeah. So we have a great shortlisting process that we want to share with you and some key tips for how you wade through all of the people who are going to be interested in your ad, because we kid you not, you could get 100 applicants and many of them are throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. They are applying for every job ad that comes online.
Yeah.
And so it can be quite daunting seeing 100 applicants and figuring out, like, how the heck am I going to work out who's worth interviewing?
Well, I think sometimes the level of applicant really helps that process because it's obvious from the get-go that a lot are not suitable. And as you said, Joe, a lot of it comes from they're not suitable because they are just applying, they're bulk applying. They need work. And I really feel for these people because, you know,
They're desperate for work.
they're desperate for work. They've got bills to pay. They've got mouths to feed. But you've got to put your business owner hat on, and you've got to put that aside because this is the future of your business at stake, and it's not your responsibility to be feeding the children of strangers.
So we want this process to be as fast as possible, because I think what some virtual assistants end up getting caught up in is like how to wade through them, but also like what's your responsibility in terms of letting this person know what's happening or why they are not going to make it through. And I think virtual assistants overcomplicate the process, and that's why we've said quick and brutal. You don't have time to be going back to every single person and explaining exactly why they haven't made your shortlist. Not at all.
So should we start with that? Like, you don't have to. You don't actually have to tell everybody that's applied that they won't be getting an interview. Like, there's no rules around that, are there?
There are no rules, but on places like Seek here in New Zealand, there is a tick box that you can tick that sends an automated, I'm sorry, you haven't gone through to the next round. So there are really quick ways to let people know. You don't have to send an email to everyone, no.
Okay. Oh, that's good. I didn't know. You can tell that I've never placed a job ad. Before. Didn't know that. Like, some of these examples that we're seeing from virtual assistants, when they share with us their awful applicants, they talk about Things like shocking spelling, god awful grammar, attention to detail being absolutely non-existent, like not following really clear instructions. Like
Mhm.
you're big on this one, like setting a little test within that job ad to see whether they actually follow it.
Yeah, it could be as simple as apply on via email with this in the subject line.
I mean, how hard
If
is that?
and have it right at the end of the ad, and if they do not do that, they are instantly off the shortlist.
Okay, so this is where the brutal part of the shortlisting process comes in. Like you have to set your expectations for the applicants that you want to take into the next stage and then be brutal. If they haven't
Mhm.
followed that instruction, that's it. There is no second chances.
None at all. You don't even look at their CV. Don't even look. You do not have to
Mm.
read all of the applicant CVs. You only go in the first shortlist that you make is who followed the instructions,
Yeah,
who's put capital letters in their own name, who's got your name right,
big.
who's put the sometimes we have like a spelling thing in there, like we misspell a word on purpose and then say like when you apply, let us know which word is misspelled in this thing job ad. And if they can't do that, immediately gone. So that will get you down to like 20% of your applicants. I'm just making up a number, but like quite
Yeah,
a small percentage of applicants will have passed that initial test.
yeah, yeah. Because you don't want your shortlist to be long. You want it to be short. It's in the name. Hello, short list. So if it's got one or two applicants there that you think is worth your time interviewing or taking to the next step, that's great. It's a short list. Perfect.
Mm. Yes, exactly. That is perfect. Yes. If they can't follow the instructions, you do not want them in your business.
Mm,
How are they going to follow instructions that you give them? How are they going to follow instructions from clients?
yes. You've had a couple of examples of people that have very kindly given you unsolicited advice about your job ad while they're applying.
Uh-huh.
Was that a
If
red flag,
anyone
Joe?
does
Was that a red
oh,
flag?
that was waving the biggest red flag ever. I was like, there is no way I want that person in our business. So they said, oh, look, your test for the spelling and picking up the spelling mistake, it's too easy because everyone can just copy and paste the job ad into Word and then it will show what the spelling mistake is. So I suggest that you change it for next time.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I
No, it's like that for a reason.
don't you love it when people think that they can do your job better than you can?
Yeah, it's not a way to get a job. It's definitely not the way.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Or even just having really weird things in the application.
Like what?
Like literally reading this from a application. If you have questions, dot, 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 I have answers. Just reach out or twiddle your fingers, dot, dot, dot. Good things are brewing.
What does that mean?
I have no idea what that means. That is the kind of thing that you need to wade through.
Uh,
Brutally
yeah. Were
them
they
out.
were they trying to inject some personality, but it's just fallen flat because it makes no sense?
I have no idea.
Wow.
Well, we've had an applicant where their CV was in a different language, not English.
So that's one of those bulk applicators? You know what I mean. So they're sending out a whole heap, they're applying for everything, and they're actually just not checking which version of the CV they're
Mm,
attaching to which company, which job ad.
mm, yeah,
Ouch.
yeah. So there are a number of things that you can quickly and easily put into your job ad or have in the instructions, or have in your like process for shortlisting that are going to cull out 80% of the applicants very, very quickly. So Don't get disheartened by the number of applicants that come in that are terrible. Dismiss them without dwelling on it, and know that that is absolutely normal. You will have a ton of applicants who completely miss the mark. That is normal. Don't dwell on it. Just move on to the ones who have followed instructions, have great spelling, have done everything to get you to look at their CV and cover letter. So please do not read 100 cover letters and CVs. No. Terrible
No.
use of your time.
And please stop questioning your high standards. They are not high standards when it comes to the future success of your business. As you said right at the beginning, Joe, if someone can't follow the most basic of instructions at that point in the recruitment process, where they're supposed to be putting their absolute best foot forward, what's going to happen 3 months down the track when they're really comfortable working with you and they're not trying as hard to impress you?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. So have your expectations that you might get 1, 2, maybe 3 good applicants that you might interview. You might have 100 people apply. Yep.
There you go.
So if you are in the recruitment process looking for subcontractors or employees, please have a very quick and brutal shortlisting process. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Sam and Joe VA Show. If you'd like to find out more, head to the VA Foundry website to check out the Members Club and the amazing resources, training and coaching.
You can find us at thevafoundry.com.